Spider-Man versus Doc Ock is what this DVD is called, but when you watch it, I'm not so sure that's what you get. This is a DVD that, of course, is from the 90s animated series of Spider-Man that I've said it before. I'll say it one last time, how much it sucks that I can't own the complete series. You're probably sick of me complaining about it, but hell, I'm sick of me not owning it. Anyways, I am on Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock, and it starts off with Peter, who actually is about to go on a date with Felicia Hardy. Not Spider-Man, no, this time she's willing to give Peter Parker a shot, but obviously just then things go awry and Dr. Octopus kidnaps Felicia Hardy. And this is where we find out about the character Dr. Octopus, that he was a teacher, a scientist. He was supposed to get funding from the Hardy family because they're rich and whatnot, but they pulled the plug. And that ruined his experiments, and through a freak accident he becomes Dr. Octopus with these mechanical arms just glued to him. So he's out to get revenge on the whole family, and he's starting with Felicia Hardy. I found this interesting to see Dr. Octopus's origin and how they handled it and how it's so connected to the Hardy family. And by the end of it all, when Spider-Man catches him, I really enjoyed the fact that he was locked away in a facility that looked a lot like Ravencroft. Now, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's more of me projecting. But I always thought the fact that Spider-Man had his own version of Arkham Asylum, it's pretty cool that they had it in this show, albeit for this one episode. Next episode, Doc Ock gets back out, so clearly you just see how much he hates the Hardy family because he goes after them again. And this time we see more of Felicia Hardy's backstory, more flashbacks with her father, how he was his own sort of criminal called the Cat, and the fact that her father's still alive, and she gets woven into this, of course, thanks to the Kingpin. Surprise, surprise. She becomes the Black Cat. She gets injected with a new revamped super soldier serum, which the flashbacks of that was pretty awesome. I know this is why I say Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock, ? Because now we veer away from Doc Ock pretty much, and it becomes Felicia Hardy's story. Not only that, but we get some flashbacks of Captain America's origin, because you see how the original super soldier serum started and how Steve Rogers took it, became Captain America. Felicia Hardy's dad, he snuck in and saw the formula for all this, so that's why he's being taken by Kingpin now to recreate that. And you even saw a brief glimpse of the Red Skull, which I kind of freaked out. The fact that Hydra was in this animated show, albeit for not even a minute, still, I loved it. And that's something I should probably address now, that this show moves at 1,000,000 miles per minute. I mean, the flow of the show, it goes by so fast. It's almost like they're shoving so much content and material into this 20-minute or so episode that you're just kind of like, holy crap. I'm amazed that I didn't grow up having ADD just because of this show. Nick Fury shows up. S.H.I.E.L.D. is very much involved in this. They're trying to stop the super soldier serum from getting out there in the world. And seeing Spider-Man have to deal with Nick Fury, but they're not necessarily on the same page. Fury is definitely a guy who's like, this is going to be my way. And if you're not going to help, or if you're going to get in my way, we're going to take you out. That's just the type of guy Fury is. And it was very cool to see what looked like Black Widow on this. Also, after Felicia Hardy becomes Black Cat, you like to see how much she likes Spider-Man, and then how Spider-Man even starts to like her back. It's interesting because Mary Jane has been taken out. As far as Spider-Man knows, she's dead. but we know that she's just lost somewhere. So it's weird to see him almost move on quickly onto Felicia Hardy, but at the same time, it's better that she's not really dead, Mary Jane. And I do like that we get to spend some time at least with Spider-Man and Black Cat and just to see what could be for their relationship. Just then, Alistair Smythe shows up to kidnap Black Cat. And when I saw Alistair Smythe, I said, okay, that's where I know this name from. Because when he first showed up in the Amazing Spider-Man video game, and he was like one of the main villains, I said, that name it just sounds too familiar. Then he showed up kind of in a cameo of sorts for the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie. And they were making a big deal of it, and I just kind of went like, I'm still not 100% sure who that character is. But now, watching him on this show, I instantly go, oh yeah, that's who Smythe was. So seeing, I mean, even if they don't do anything with him in the movies, the fact that he exists just became 10 times better. And this villain, I think, I will admit, is probably one of the dumbest things on this show. Silvermane, who he was this old guy who he wanted more than anything to be young again. So he went to these pyramids and he somehow summoned the powers to try to turn him young, but it went too far and it turned him into a baby. So now he's an infant baby who talks like the same intelligence, but he sounds like a baby. He's there with his daughter who's taking care of him as almost like he's her son. And just like, I get it, it's sort of amusing. And I get it's a kid's show, but this is so silly to watch this villain, like him being fed a baby bottle or telling his daughter to change his diapers. Like, I know it sounds funnier than it probably is, but it was so weird. It made me go, wow. For anyone who thought Scarface from Batman, the doll, was a dumb villain, check this guy out. And you also have Scorpion in these last few episodes. And okay, you have Scorpion there, not bad, but it was silly that he was just hanging out in his apartment, full costume, watching the news. And then when he goes out, he just puts a trench coat over his costume. I'm just sitting there like, why is he wearing his costume? Does he not have regular clothes? It's a 90s animated show, just go with it. Even the Batman animated show wasn't that silly. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining about it, but still, the Vulture was also there. And I've always known Vulture to be the old guy. I forgot that he had this device that turned him young. Thought that was interesting. So, yeah, sure, this turns more into the origin of Black Cat, Felicia Hardy. So some people I saw online anyways who reviewed this said that they didn't care for that, how Doc Ock barely shows up in it. I understand to a point the criticism, but at the same time, this is so much more interesting to have the Black Cat's origin. And not only that, we had a couple episodes with Doc Ock and the Ultimate Villain Showdown DVD, so it's not like I wanted the same episodes. That would have sucked more. So the fact that we got these episodes that flow together in one cohesive story was better for me, at least. Some of the special features, obviously we got Stan Lee talking about just everything that he created. How much more awesome is that? You also get 2 episodes from the 1960s cartoon show, and I watched them, and they're very silly. I mean, more silly than this. It's very corny and cheesy. It's almost hard to watch. Even the voice for Spider-Man, like, he has such a deep voice. It's like there's no way that this person's supposed to be a teenager, even though they say he's a teenager. I get it. Respect. Nostalgic reasons. I won't bash that 60s show too hard, but the 90s show was a lot more up my alley, even though it might have sounded like I was ragging on this a little bit. But still, I enjoyed it a lot. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock, and does it bother you that this dealt more with the Black Cat? Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Later!